Hello, friends. How you doing today? I just wanted to do a real quick video talking about the rat race. So first off, if you don't know that term, right, the rat race is basically you got to keep working your day job to pay your bills, right? Simply speaking. And as someone who's taken the time and made the investments and actually exited that, where my assets now pay my monthly bills, I think it's important for me to step back and talk about kind of what it is and how to do that. So I think there's kind of three keys that everyone needs to internalize. First and foremost, obviously, is the rat race is real. It's something we all have. Go to school, get a good job, make a lot of money, and oh, by the way, watch our expenses go up. So the first thing to understand when you're in the rat race is, in order to get out, it's going to take time, right? I don't believe in the get rich quick. I don't believe in the whole stories of sacrifice, so that you can get down to nearly nothing and you can retire in 2 or 3 or 5 years. I believe most of the people watching my channel here, make a decent income, probably live in some pretty expensive places, and that story, while maybe intellectually stimulating, is not real. So if you follow the one rental at a time story, you bought the book, thank you, but that's our 15-year story. Right? The first half of that book is our 15-year journey. And that's important for you to appreciate and understand. Right? So if you acknowledge the rat race is real, I'm here to tell you that it's going to take us time to get out. But I'm also here to tell you that it's possible. Right? Some people don't believe it's possible. So I believe getting out of the rat race is possible for everyone. It does take a choice. It does take commitment. Right? We're already talking about time. So I want you to think in decades. And maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2. I don't know your situation. But getting out of the rat race is possible, but let's be real, right? Let's just say it takes a decade to do that. It's not, can I be out tomorrow? I'm sorry. That's not the story I'm telling you. So let's just appreciate that. The other thing to realize is, in order to get out of the rat race, you have to answer a couple of key questions. First, and most importantly, is what is your monthly expenditures? Because the only way to get out of the rat race is to know what you're spending every month, and to bring in cash flow that exceeds that number, right? If your monthly bills are $7,287, you're not free until you bring in $7,300, right? And you might want to even say $8,300, so you have a cushion, right? Maybe you live in the Bay Area like I do, and your number is $18,714. Well, you got a bigger hill to climb. But at the end of the day, everybody has a freedom number, as Clayton Moores talks about. I just was on his podcast. That phrase kind of stuck with me. But everybody has one of those numbers, right? So what is that for you? Have you ever sat back and said, okay, what's the number I need to be done? I'd ask you to do that. Maybe sit with your significant other. Look at your bills. Look at Quicken or Excel or wherever you keep your bills, and answer that question, right? How much do I spend every month? Because talking about financial freedom but not knowing where the finish line is kind of running a race without a finish line. You just how do you know how far you've gone? How far do you know how much you have left? There's just so many unanswered questions when you don't take the time to say, what is my number? So, let's have that conversation, and let's talk about money and investing and spending and expenses with our significant other. Then the other thing to realize is part of the journey, right? So we talked about a decade time. We talked about the number. The other thing to realize in step 3 is your job is to make sure that you don't increase that number going forward. And if you can, lower it, right? So maybe you don't need a 4th car. Maybe you don't need a 2nd vacation home. One of the keys that, if you read our book, you'll see that we sacrificed. And I'm not talking about, bringing a bag lunch or anything like that. What I'm talking about is we made decisions together not to upgrade our cars as frequently. We made decisions not to upgrade our kitchen. We made decisions not to move, right? It was these financial decisions that kept our number where it was, right? We had enough income where we could have moved or upgraded or got a bigger house many times, but we knew where we wanted to go. So we didn't increase that number, right? So again, understand this is going to take time. Understand it's possible. Everyone can do it if they focus. Understand what your number is. Most of us don't. So ask yourself that question. And then third, do everything you can not to increase that number, And if you can, decrease it by cutting out fixed expenses, paying off high debt, whatever that happens to be. If you can do those things and follow the one rental at a time story, which I outline in the book, I've now even taken the time to give you a course that's so ridiculously cheap that everyone can do it and see exactly how we started. I don't know what's holding you back. The book's on Amazon. It's cheap. I'll put a link to the course below. I'm only charging $99 because there's all these hosting and technology fees that I have to spend. So I'm just trying to recoup those costs. But I gave you a course that tells you how to get started in any market across the country. You could live in the Bay Area and invest out of state, right? You can do these turnkey investments that are all over. I give you a course how to learn the market, how to review a deal, how to build a team, all for this silly price of $99. So again, everybody can leave the rat race. Understand it takes time. Go ask yourself the hard questions in what you spend. Third, do your best to keep that expense number low or fixed or lower, right? So don't increase it as you get raises and all of that. And then if you do those three things and follow the one rental at a time story I highlight for you in the book and in the course, you're going to get there, right? Part of the course was making sure that anybody who started it would take a great first step. You got to do your homework. I give you some activities. So it's on you to do the work, but I give you everything we did, and it worked out great for us. I look forward to everyone seeing the course and giving me their feedback. I do believe everyone can leave the rat race, which is exciting to say. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.